Hello everybody. I want to talk about acceptance. I want to talk about the importance of not trying to get an experience other than the one that you're having now. We think that in order to awaken, in order to go through a spiritual transformation, we need a new experience in the future. And so we say that this experience we're having right now isn't good enough. And we need a different experience in the future. And of course, that's natural, that's completely natural. And that's just part of being on the spiritual path. It's part of being a spiritual seeker. A seeker is by definition looking for an experience in the future. But seeking into the future isn't the right direction to go. Because spiritual awakening, and you've probably heard this, is all about coming to completely, fully accept this moment exactly as it is. Not trying to change it in any way. Not trying to get rid of any difficult feelings you have inside. Not trying to change your situation, because it's that trying to change your experience which is the ego. The ego is resistance to your present experience. So it might be helpful for me to make this a little bit more personal right now. I got up this morning and I'm doing this thing where I don't go on any technology till midday. I don't go on my phone, I don't do anything till midday. And so up until midday, it's basically all I do is either I'll do some yoga exercises or something for my body, but usually I don't do that. Usually I just sit until just before 12. So for a few hours I have just to be. So this morning I was sitting for a while and this sadness has arisen within me. I can almost feel this sense of terror inside my experience. And I don't know where it's come from. I've been through, as many of you know, I've been through different traumatic events in my life, and also stuff has been passed down generationally as well. So I know why there might be a lot of fear and terror in me. Both my grandparents were in the World Wars. My grandfather was in the submarines. My other granddad was in the D-Day landings. He was one of the guys who drove the boats. And this is just a belief. It might not necessarily be true, but I have an experience of terror which can arise within my body-mind. And I believe that this stuff can come up and be healed from us, but I'm still in the process of going through this healing. So right now in this moment I have a deep experience of sadness inside. And I also am experiencing this terror inside. There's almost something in me screaming. And yet at the same time, I'm completely okay. At the same time, there is something here that is completely at rest, completely at peace, even smiling. There's something here that is warmly embracing the entirety of my experience, which is lovingly coming into my body, which is lovingly holding this one that feels terror, is lovingly holding this one that feels sad. And I've learned over the years of being completely beaten up by my mind, completely beaten up by these trauma reactions on a daily basis for 10 years, with having this stuff coming up, continuously battering me. I've slowly, over time, learned not to argue with it. Not to argue with whatever is coming up, because the argument with what comes up makes it 1,000 times more difficult. For me, I would even go so far as to say, when terror and this deep sadness arises within my experience, I can enjoy it. The reason for that is because the stronger the emotional reaction that comes up, if you can be in touch with the place within yourself that is completely accepting, completely okay with that intense emotion that's coming up, if you can be in touch with that place that is completely okay at the same time, then something happens. And that place of okayness grows. And you're actually drawn very deeply into the reservoir of your own being. And when that happens, this natural sense of joy starts to arise. This beautiful depth starts to arise within your experience. This deep sense of meaning. This deep sense of meaning. Yes, so when an emotional experience is very strong, and you're able to be warmly okay in the midst of it, you're able to stay rested in your being in the midst of that really strong emotional experience, then all that does is it allows your being to flower even more brightly. And I just want to emphasize the importance of not arguing with your experience. The importance of not trying to create another kind of experience. Not trying to change your experience. Now, some people can just get a sense of this without needing any practices, without needing any techniques. It's possible to just get a sense of something within your experience that is already warmly okay and warmly accepting. It's already here, actually, within everyone's experience. there is an acceptance already here. We just don't notice it because all of our attention is on that which is resisting. Our attention's been taken up by that which is resisting our experience. And so I also want to give a technique which I don't use anymore. I don't necessarily need this anymore. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I do still. But it's not so common for me to use this, but I used this a lot at the start of my path when I was first learning how to accept. And so I'm going to go through it in my own experience now so that I can show you and share with you how you can do acceptance, because sometimes we need something to do. A lot of people make videos these days, spiritual videos, and it doesn't give a practical thing to do. And I like to give both. I like to just talk about what's already here, the acceptance that is already here. But it can be important to give to give the one who doesn't accept something to do, to give the one who doesn't accept actually something to do. So this is a technique for acceptance. And we can all do it together now. Can you feel your hands? What can you feel in your hands? You don't have to look at them. You don't have to move them. Just by placing your attention in your hands, they become more vivid within your awareness. And how about your feet? Your ankles? Your legs? Your arms? Allowing the experience of your body to become more obvious within your experience. Allow the experience of your body to come closer to you. Filling your hands with your attention. Filling your arms with your attention. Filling your legs with your attention. Filling your belly with your attention. Filling your chest with your attention. Filling your shoulders and neck and head with your attention. Allowing your attention to fill all of your body. Feeling the body from within. Feeling every cell within your body. Allowing every cell within your body to light up within your awareness. It's like you have a dimmer switch, and the more attention you give to your body, the more you fill your body with your attention, the more you feel your body, the more you feel every cell of your body, the brighter the inner energy field of your body becomes. Now there will also be, if you're in a state of unacceptance, if there isn't a complete acceptance and complete peace within your experience, there will likely be contractions, emotions, tensions, tightnesses. This is where the resistance lives. This is the root of the resistance. It's these tensions and tightnesses within the body. So at the same time as filling your hands with your awareness, feeling the inner energy of your hands, feeling every cell within your hands, feeling every cell within your feet and legs and arms, filling your body with your attention, allowing your body to come closer to you, allowing every cell of your body to come closer to you. You also fill these tensions and tightnesses with your attention. You allow these places of tension and tightness within your body to come closer to you. You fully let them in. You fully taste and touch with your attention, with your awareness, into these places of tension and tightness within you. Because when you fully place your attention within these pockets of resistance in the body, you actually come out of resistance to them, and you naturally accept. As Eckhart Tolle says, full attention equals full acceptance equals surrender. When you give the full extent of your attention to these places of tension and tightness inside, when you place all of your attention in these pockets of resistance, then naturally, without you trying to accept them, they are accepted within your awareness. And then there is a surrender, there is a letting go. But actually, this is incredibly simple. You just have one job, which is fill your body with your attention. Turn that dimmer switch of attention up within your body. The hands are very easy to feel. We don't hold so much emotion in our hands, so we can feel this tingling, buzzing sense of aliveness within the hands. The feet are also quite easy to feel. We can feel these little tingling energies in the feet. And then we feel the arms, the legs, so the hands, the arms, the feet and the legs become this anchor. We're anchored in there, into the body. And then we also feel the belly, the heart, the chest, the throat, the neck, the head. We feel the whole body as one. We feel the whole of the body from within. And we also include any places of tension and tightness within this. Now, what can happen if we're in resistance, if we're in a state of resistance, if we're in a state of non-acceptance, then there must be a narrative in the mind going along with that. Resistance leads to a story in the mind. Yet when we place the full extent of our attention into the body, when we fully place our attention into all these feelings, when we fully turn that dimmer switch up and we feel the whole energy field of our body, including the energies of emotion and tension and tightness and resistance, then the thinking mind settles down and we're completely present. Now you might notice you get pulled into thinking again. The thinking, it can try and pull you in. It wants to keep you in this place of resistance. So when you notice that you've been pulled into that thinking again, don't worry about it. Nothing's gone wrong. It's all okay. You just bring your attention back down into the body. You feel into the places of tension and tightness within your nervous system. And then whatever is within you is completely accepted. And it can pass through you. And this is actually how you heal all of these old traumas and old wounds and past traumas, even the generational traumas, the ancestral traumas. This is how we can heal it. By completely accepting it within our awareness. Completely feeling it, becoming intimate with it, allowing it, accepting it. And you know what? That sense of sadness that I was experiencing at the start of the video, that feeling of terror that I was experiencing at the start of the video, has basically gone now because of that exercise that I just showed you. It's cleared it up. It's been met with love. Because it is love that heals. It is love that heals. And we can hear this 1,000 times, that it is love that heals. And then we can think, oh, but where's this love? I want this love to come and heal me. Okay, I've just given you a very practical exercise, a very practical way in which you can invite this love into you. Because I heard a nun once, I don't know where I heard it or read it, say, someone asked her, what is attention? And she says, attention is love, and love is attention. Love and attention are the same thing. So when you give the full extent of attention to your body, the full extent of attention to these feelings, then naturally, without you having to try to be loving, without you having to try to love yourself, the love of your being naturally pours into these places of tension and tightness within you. And you begin to heal. This is how, this exercise is one way in which you can grow in love, in which you can come deeply into the love of your own being. But don't expect that. Don't expect to experience the love of your own being. Simply move the attention in to your body. Now, I didn't have an experience of suddenly going from not knowing this love to suddenly, in one instant, having this big awakening experience and knowing this love or something like that. But gradually, over the time, I practiced this every day. Every time an emotion came up, I would practice this, simply because I didn't want to suffer anymore, simply because I didn't want to be pulled into that mind anymore, constantly living in a state of psychological suffering. I couldn't stand it, so this was my way to freedom. All I wanted was freedom. I didn't care about love. I wanted freedom, and this gave me freedom. This gave me freedom, so I kept going every day. Every day, anytime an emotion came up, hours and hours, every day for years. And then after a while, there was one day I just recognised, whilst all of this time I thought it had been me bringing my attention into my body, which in one sense it was, I noticed that actually there's this love that is pouring its way into my body. This love is pouring its way into my body. I'm in touch with my being. This beingness is pouring its way into experience. This beingness which is beyond me as a separate individual, beyond me as a separate self, beyond me as this body-mind, this love, this beingness is pouring its way into my experience. But don't try and create that. Instead, just come into your body and feel. Feel. Lottie, have you got any messages you want to say to the people who just watched my YouTube video?
Yeah, you should probably subscribe to the channel. I subscribed to the channel like 6-7 months ago and it did really help me.
Mia, what about you? Have you got any messages that you want to say to the people who just watched my YouTube video?
Yeah, if you subscribe to this channel, you'll get like new videos all the time and they like really help with stuff.
Oh, thanks guys, that was really good.